Good day and welcome to another edition of Ajay Sharma Show. And today we are going to talk about post-landing issues. When I say post-landing, you could be, actually speaking, be going on a work permit, you could be going on immigration, PR visa, you could be going there on a long-term business visa. There could be various situations, under which you are going to a particular destination for a specific period of time. What do you do? Rather, what you should not do immediately on landing. Because, the mistakes that people often do is that, we have landed, so let's buy property. We have landed, now let's just hope for the best job in the world to fall into our lap. We have landed, so let's just, buy the best car that's available, the most luxurious of the cars. We have landed and let's just go and live in the best of the neighborhoods. Well, you can do all this if you want, but I normally recommend that specifically if you're going for a longer duration, let's say to start with on PR status, do not, really speaking, buy a property at least for a couple of years. Why? Because, your credit rating in your country of origin, really speaking, doesn't matter much once you land there. You need to make onto your credit rating in the country where you have landed. And that may take a year or so because credit rating is important because the interest rate charged could be lower in case you have better local credit rating. Number one. Number two, if you go and straightway buy a house, it may happen that in a hurry, you end up buying it in a neighborhood which might be very expensive, and without, really speaking, considering the long-term fluctuations that may come into the property value itself. For example, during the COVID phase, the residential property zoomed everywhere, but now the prices are coming down. Now, if you go there and straightway, and the general perception is interest rates are going to go up. As the interest rates keep on going up over the next 1 year or so, the properties will start getting discounted. The pricing of the properties will start getting discounted. A property you're getting for $1 million, you may be able to get for maybe 20% less than a year from now. So it's best to avoid major investments in property, for that matter, even a car. Buy a second-hand car, that's okay. Get used to the driving out there. Get a license. The weather conditions are different. And in due course, after a couple of years, buy a new car if at all you want it. Initially, save the maximum that you can in terms of major capital investments. What you could be using that money for, there are so many other areas. What you should not also do is to expect the world from day one, the best of the world from day one, or within a short term, immediately after landing. It may or may not happen, but it's, in all likelihood, I call it a post-settlement phase. It can take up to a couple of years. You're going there, unless you're an IT professional. In case of IT professional, it depends on the country that you're going to. In America, you may get an X salary. In Canada, you may get a Y salary. In Europe, you may get different salary. In Australia, you may get a different salary. So salary structures differ in different countries too. So immediately on landing, focus, and before going there itself, what are, really speaking, irrespective of your current occupation, based on which you're getting immigration, irrespective. Focus on what are the occupations which are really in shortage, which are in demand. Even before going, you start preparing for that, or after going, specifically when the profession is regulated. After going there, undergo the process of getting the required qualifications, required licenses in the occupation which is in demand. Over first 1 year or so. Maybe it can take longer. That will ensure that you are working maybe a year, 2 years after landing in a field where you're making good money. Not a situation where you were working in a very senior capacity out there and suddenly you find yourself working in a position in which, or in occupation you never dreamt you'll be working. So it's better to have patience and focus on a career or occupation and be willing to change your career path if required. So these are 3 don'ts that I would say specifically in case of post-landing situations that one should focus on. If you're married, both the spouses could focus on working, even if it's a minimum wage to a little bit more than a minimum wage, so that the cost of living is met comfortably. And in the meantime, one or both can work on getting specific occupational professional skills that can help you in making good money in due course. There are government agencies everywhere after you land, specifically to assist newly landed immigrants. Connect with them. They'll guide you on a better course of action. Now let's talk about another situation. You're going on a work permit. People, the most well-known are L1s and H1s to USA and work permits to Europe or other destinations. So, and this is specifically true for IT professional and financial services professionals and hospitality industry. Our recommendation is that, because work permit is also always for a specific duration, let's say for a couple of years. So, in ideal situation, do not make long-term capital investment when you are on work permit. Do not again invest on expensive cars, vehicles when you are on specified work permit limit. Yes, what you do is this. You apply for a transition to permanent resident status, and once it's clear that you are indeed going to be a permanent resident, then, and at that stage, what you can do is you can then do the capital investment that you wanted to do. This again will ensure that you will not face sudden, I call them shocks. You do not face sudden shocks. Let's say if your work permit is suddenly concluded and no further extension is given. What are you going to do with the house that you already bought? Sell it at a loss. You don't want to do that because it might be a long-term mortgage. You might end up selling it at a loss. So unless the work permit situation is leading to a PR situation and it's clear that you have it, do not do any long-term capital investments again. So these are some post-landing precautions that you can take after you land in a particular destination, be it on a temporary or be it on a permanent status. I hope this helps. Thank you very much and have a good day. Again, please do press the like button if you liked, and do stay connected with this channel for latest news, information at all times. Thank you. Have a nice day.